Soldier On. So we got another trailer this week for another series. We got Ozarks season 3. And for those who are not initiated, economic advisor Marty Bird suddenly relocates his family from the Chicago suburb of Naperville to the summer resort community of Osage Beach, Missouri, after a money laundering scheme goes wrong and he must make amends to a Mexican drug cartel by settling a much bigger laundering operation in the Ozarks. When the Birds arrive in Missouri, they become entangled with local criminals, including the Langmores and the Snells. This show was created by Bill Dubuque. I don't know. Mark Williams, and has multiple writers, of course, like most shows do, and stars Jason Bateman, Laura Linney, Julia Garner, Sophia Hublitz, and is the third season is due to premiere on Netflix on March 27th. Ozark's back, man. I can't. It's just like fucking yesterday where I was just like wrapping up season 2. It felt like not terribly long ago, even though I think it's been almost like it's like a year and a half, like or maybe even 2 years.
It's been some time.
Yeah, since we've last visited the Birds, and they look just as crazy as fucking ever.
Yo, this, I mean, just shot by shot of this trailer looks intense.
Yeah.
People are dying. There's money everywhere.
Yeah.
People are getting thrown off boats. You can tell that, Marty and his wife, like the dynamic of their relationship is really changing now, right? Because we saw at the end of season 2 that it was her decision to keep the family, to not run and to keep the family like in this, drug trafficking or money laundering business, right? Mm-hmm. Which means, to me, that tells me that she's like, all right, this is going to be our life now. And now our marriage and our family is not as much a marriage and a family as it is like now we're a business, right?
Yeah, and she scared the shit out of me, man.
Leaned into it, like we're a business now.
Yeah, like there's something to be said about the person who like. Do you remember the movie The Mule from Clint Eastwood? There's something to be said about. There's people who you expect are like the bad guys, right? Like, okay, you got gang members, and you think of gang members as a certain thing, right? Like, oh, these dudes who wear their pants all saggy, and they're do this, do that. They've got tattoos, yada yada, right? They're not the scary ones. The scary ones are the people who look like you're unassuming everyday people, because they're the people who you can't predict. You know what I mean? That go counter to whatever your assumption about them is. And to me, those are the people that should be feared. So when his wife took that turn, there's immense fear that I felt, because just like her access to like the unassumption of it is just like, that's overwhelming. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Look at her. You'd never think like she's laundering money for the Mexican cartel. Never. She just looks like a mom.
And that means that she can just get away with so much shit, meaning that she could, I can't remember exactly what happened throughout all of the seasons, but I just remember her doing like really fucked up shit, and then kind of like, kind of like hiding it, and like nobody's really checking like that. They were like, no, the Birds, they're nice, polite people. It's fine. They're good.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they've got like 18 bodies like in the back of their yard, and just like, Jesus Christ, nobody's ever going to check that.
Yeah. And I think this season 3 of Ozarks is going to really dive into just how much people think she's like unassuming, right? Or she is unassuming, and just how much like she's really going to lean into that. She's really going to be like, oh, you think I'm this? Like, no, I'm exactly that, or I'm this other thing, and I'm going to use the fact that you've made assumptions about me to take advantage of you, and before you know it, I'm going to own you.
Yeah. So like when Marty, oh man, I wish I could remember what his last lines to his daughter were in season 2, when
when she wanted to be emancipated or something.
She wanted to be emancipated, and he was like, yeah, I think you should do that.
Yeah.
And it was just like, damn, like because he was like, no, she's crazy. Like the mom, and I forget what her name is.
He was kind of trying to give his daughter an out.
Yeah. And I think to me that created an immense fear in me, like, oh, she's the one we gotta like. She's the baddie that we've gotta.
And we
gotta
may
worry
have thought
about.
like Marty was like, he just didn't love his daughter anymore. He didn't care about her. But on the surface, that was what it looked like on the surface, right? But beneath all that, he might have been like, hey, listen, like this family is going down a path, right? And the only way to protect you is maybe to distance you from the family, right? So you're no longer a target, and that might just be emancipating you. Like, go your way, be safe, because we're in some shit right now.
Yeah.
But the family stayed together and they really leaned into this business. So. Season 3, man, it's gonna be good.
We'll see what goes down in season 3, and we get Julia Garner back, who I think we both appreciate her talents and skills.
She's been phenomenal. In the upcoming season, we also get it looks like Tommy when he left New York.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Tommy.
Yeah, for those of you who have not watched Power, we get a one, and I forget his real name in life. I'm going to pull it up here in a second. We get a one Joseph Sikora, who plays Tommy Egan in Power, making the jump from Stars actually, to Netflix in the Ozarks season 3.
Yeah,
this guy can't stop selling drugs.
He needs to, right? It's just in his blood, Yeah, what are you going to do? But yeah, he's in there as well. And hey, look, you need gainful employment after you're done with one gig. You got to go to the other, So
yeah,
you got to
glad to see him working.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what everybody else does from now. I'm interested to see. I forget what her name is, but Tasha does. James St. Patrick Ghost. It's interesting to see what he does.
Omari Hardwick has done lots of projects. Rotimi, the guy who plays Dre, he's got a movie out.
Yeah, but we know who's not going to be working. Nobody will hire him under any circumstances. Tariq is definitely staying unemployed. Nobody. Although he did do the one movie. Yeah.
And I think he's a stellar actor in that.
No, fuck him.
We hate him. Yeah, just like we haven't seen the kid from Game of Thrones, right? Kid who played Joffrey. Have you seen him in anything?
Well, actually, weirdly enough, I think I heard he basically retired from acting after the role.
Really?
But I think it was like his choice. I don't think it was a case that he wasn't getting roles. I think
I don't want to do this shit
anymore. I think he was just done with it. At least as far as I'm remembering.
I'm sure those residuals look good.
Yeah, they're doing replays of Game of Thrones all the time. So
they're never gonna stop replaying Game of Thrones. It's HBO's greatest show ever.
Yeah.
It's just he's gonna be getting those checks forever.
I flirted with the idea of going back and watching Game of Thrones.
Maybe one day I'll start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Still too fresh.
Yeah.
Or at least maybe before they launch the new.
It feels like it's years out. I think like before then, I'm going to, because it was such a fucking good series. Obviously, it ended on kind of odd terms. I don't know if the last episode was necessarily what I was looking for, but it's just the series overall, and I think that maybe I'll watch it differently now that I kind of like know the ending. But I don't think, because I'm like remembering it was such a fucking good show with all the fucking moments that happened in it, that I think I'd still enjoy it nonetheless.
Yeah. Who wasn't a recent project, staying on the whole power thing. So the actress who played Angela Valdez, Leela.
Yeah, I saw her somewhere.
In Altered Carbon. Alongside.
Anthony Mackie.
Yeah.
Everybody
from the show is still working.
There you go. All right, let's